to the tech, to the innovation, to the race day experiences. This is Formula One. Explain. So, shout out to sponsor Bitdefender for making this video possible. They reached out because they are a Ferrari team partner, so they're on the Ferrari car and the helmet, and they have a lot of parallels in the tech world with cybersecurity and safety, so we'll talk more about that in a minute. But for now, I'm so glad that y'all put this on my radar because I love it now. Just because while on the surface it is just a car race, which is already pretty cool, it is also at the same time the world's highest end tech competition. It's a science fair. So at the most basic level, the sport is a year-long season of car races on different tracks around the world. And Formula One has a long and rich history. I don't need to give you a whole history lesson here, but there's been a massive amount of changes going from stuff like this, like a pretty simple looking tube with an engine and wheels, to this aerodynamic work of art made from the most advanced materials on the planet. But the most interesting part about F1 that I love is that there are actually two championships at the same time each season. There's the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship. So yes, every driver is going to try to get around the track as fast as possible, but the structure is there are 10 teams. Each team has 2 active drivers, and so every race, a driver can get points for how high they finish. Those add up at the end of the season to get a winner, but there's also points for the engineering teams behind each car, and they also get points that add up to a championship at the end of the year. And this is what I mean when I say it's a science fair. Because look, every sport has rules, right? Like golf, all your clubs need to be within a certain spec, and the basketball hoop is standardized, right? But having the best equipment in F1 is incredibly advantageous, as you might suspect. And you're allowed, actually encouraged even, to improve your equipment between every single race. You are constantly working on your equipment. In so many ways, F1 is the sport with the most tech involved. Like, these teams are spending millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to find/invent any little improvement that they can come up with to give themselves the edge every single week. They're fighting for tenths and hundredths of a second. It's incredible to see. Like, you don't get from here to here so quickly by accident. There is a massive amount of engineering and experimenting that goes into optimizing every single little part of every car to be able to get around the track as fast as physically possible to get as many points for the championship every season within the rules. And yes, there are still rules. This is important. So the FIA is the governing body in charge of F1. And they are charged with the impossible.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Rules that keeps everything fair and safe, but still allows room for
There we go.
innovation and tweaking.
There we go.
So you can actually look up the rulebook
Now
yourself.
people connect.
There's a 183-page PDF
Yeah.
online. All over the
There we
internet
go.
if you want to flip through it yourself. There are so many interesting rules in here. Some of them to keep racing strategy.
So yeah,
The
that's
every single driver uses at least 2 different tire compounds.
that's in okay, let's see.
There are also plenty of safety
Hopefully over here you can see the quality thing that I'm talking about.
So these are open wheel, open cockpit race cars.
You know what we should have dream? Remember that day?
Okay, I'm gonna show some real quick and then I'll stop. So if you see,
This thing is not designed by the teams. This is designed by the FIA, and the teams get them from one of the approved
let me mute
manufacturers.
myself. Okay.
Essentially, some pushback against the aesthetics of it, but every single year since its introduction in
There you go.
2018, it's continued to prove
if I
its
put,
worth in the safety department. You can literally go watch race footage of incidents where the Halo
Wait, what? Where is
saves
that?
lives, since it can literally support the weight of another entire car on top of you, or if it gets flipped upside down. So you can bet that's why Bitdefender wanted their logo specifically on the
Give me 1
halo
second, sorry.
of the Team Ferrari car. So Bitdefender is a leader in cybersecurity, which means they value innovation, safety,
There you go.
quick reactions, which is tied
So,
right into F1.
it's not
So
the
you can
it's
see
not
why
the
it makes
same
sense for
output, but
Bitdefender's
if you
logo
see
to
to
be
look
on
at the
most
quality
important
of this
safety
video, for
features of the
example,
cars. They're also
and you
on the
compare
helmet
it to
too.
this,
There's
you
some other
see
high-level
this
rules around
it's just
the
as
turbocharged
not as
V6
clear,
engines they all use,
especially if
and
his
the
face comes.
gearboxes,
Let's see
etc.
whenever his
My
face comes up
personal
here.
favorite and funniest rule to me is also one of the oldest,
Heck.
which is under every single F1 car is a plank of wood bolted to the bottom, because one of the OG
You can see the
rules
clarity of his
is
face
to
there.
restrict
and
just
you
how
see over
low
here.
the car can ride, another safety thing.
Dang,
And
this is
so
very
after
delayed.
every race, they can inspect the plank of wood on the bottom
And
of
also
the car,
with
and
streaming,
if it's too worn down,
there are
then
some
your car is
services that
driving too low to
offer
the ground
you
and you have
as
too much
little
downforce,
delay
and your
as
car is
possible.
illegal,
I think the lowest I've
disqualified.
seen
So
like
just think about that. Next time you
2
see one of
seconds.
those jet
There we go. There we go.
Marvel
You can see the
engineering
quality. For
carbon
example, if you
fiber
look in this
masterpieces
area,
flying around the
in the
racetrack, just
area
know
over
that
there,
every single one of them
you,
also has
you
this
can see kind of like some
actually
bending, but over
fiberglass
here there's
coated
even
on
like
top of it. So you've got this rule
it's
book,
even more
everybody knows the
crazy
rules, and then you've
than
got all
over
these
there.
teams
So that's the
independently
effect of
working,
compression.
spending millions of dollars to try
So when the
to
video
find
gets
any
compressed,
experiment, any little
there's
thing
even
that might give
start
their
taking
car
out
the
details that
advantage around the
don't
track.
really matter.
And naturally, since
And
it's so
kind of how
competitive,
that
these
works
teams
is that
are
it analyzes the
incredibly
video,
secretive
and
about
if an
everything
area
they're
of the
doing. But
video
beautiful thing is,
hasn't
if
changed
some
in a
team
while,
actually comes
it
up
kind of
with
like takes a
something that's
picture of that
good
image
enough
and
to
just
give
keeps it
them
there.
a real
Instead of
advantage,
like-
even if it's a tenth of a second, a
Marquez
quarter
made a
of a
video on
second,
that.
Exactly,
a
yeah.
half a second
There you go.
per lap, that's
So it takes a
massive.
picture of just that area and it splits
Eventually,
it there
all of the
until
other teams
something
will pick
happens
up
in
on
that
it and
area
will
of the
find a
video,
way
and that's
to
what
build it
compression
and
does.
implement it
So it
themselves.
finds
It's
all
just
the
this
different ways that it
ecosystem of
can
all these constantly
take the
improving
video,
things. You can see them
remove as
stacked on
much
top of
data
each
as it can out of it
So
without
what exactly
losing
are these improvements,
too
you
much
might
of
be
the
wondering?
quality of it.
Great question.
Because it has to
Here are some of
take
the
it
biggest
and then
ones. And
compress it,
basically every single
convert it
one
to
of these
multiple
has an
resolution,
amazing
and
story
see it all
behind it of
across the
how
world as
someone
fast
on
as
an
you can.
engineering team had
So
an
you just
idea,
try to find
and then they decided to
as
try
many
it,
shortcuts
and then
as
it worked,
possible
and it stuck.
to
So one
get
of the most
there.
obvious is the wings.
So that's the
right?
effect
course,
of
we see
compression.
wings
So
everywhere on today's cars.
the less
Believe it or not,
compressed,
F1
I mean,
cars
technology
didn't
is getting
always
better
have
and better
wings.
at doing
They
it,
just relied on
but the
sheer
less
mechanical
compressed the
grip from
video, your
tires.
video
But you know how
is,
if you stick your
the
hand out
longer
the car
delay
window
you'll
and
have
you tilt
between
it, it'll push your hand
like the
up
action
or
happening in
down.
real time
Same
and people
thing with
actually
a wing
seeing
on a
it.
car. It can push
But
parts of
these
your car
days,
up or
I
down
don't remember
into
the
the
name
track
of
for
the
more grip and
there's
faster
a
cornering. So it started
different
off
type. I
as
think
a
it's
very small
AV1
experiment on the
encoding,
front axle,
where it's
and
even
very
better
quickly
at
it started
compressing the
working,
video and
and now
keeping
they
the
all have
clarity of
front
it.
wings and rear
It's
wings.
well still
Fun
doing it
fact,
fast,
one
but
team did actually
all
once
of that
try
is just
a mini
we
extra
can
front
nerd out. We
wing
can
on a
nerd
car
out
in
about that
2001.
another time.
It didn't really work out, so you don't
But
really see that anymore.
that's
The
pretty
cars
much
today have
basically
tons and tons
how you
of
set it up.
aerodynamic
And then the other thing that I wanted to show
multi-layered
is
front
here
wings,
in the
small air steering little
settings,
bits, like fins near the middle of the car.
not
It's
output.
crazy
Is it
how many
video?
details there are if you ever actually get to look at one of
Or
these
is it-
things.
Is it
Another
video?
huge advancement is something called
it output?
KERS.
Yeah.
An acronym for Kinetic
So
Energy Recovery
bit
System.
rate
Basically a system to
is
capture
a very
energy
important
created
term in
by a
streaming
spinning
because
wheel
that's pretty
and turns
much
it into energy in a battery that can be
how
deployed as boosts later. So the first
is it
teams
how
to try this
fast?
kind of stuff, they actually found it was a little bit
Yeah,
too
how
heavy,
fast
worked
and how
kind of
much
sometimes,
gets
didn't
compressed
necessarily guarantee a win.
per
Fast forward
second
a couple
to be
years,
sent.
and it's developed over time and
So
paved
the
the way
higher
for
bit
today's
rate, the
hybrid
more
network.
data
It's
is
used
being
similar to
sent,
PRS and MG.
which can
Now, you
help
might have
with
also heard of
the
this one,
clarity of the
DRS.
stream.
This one's
But
pretty
it
simple, actually.
also will
So
be
yeah, there's a ton of
kind of a
downforce from the
detrimental
aerodynamic
because
features of this
if
car,
the
and that
internet
helps
connection
it
or wherever
stick
you're
to the
sending it
ground
to
during these
is
planted
not
turns. But
fast enough,
that actually
it's
technically
gonna
slows it
buffer.
down
So you're
in
gonna
a
see
straight
that
line.
spinning
So,
circle and the
teams
video is gonna
engineered
start
a
a lot.
drag reduction
That is because
system.
you're sending
The
too
button
much
you press
data
that changes the aero of
that
the
cannot
car,
first,
opens up, lets
it
it
might
cut
not
through
be
air
the
more
server that
quickly,
you're sending
and
it to might
works
not be able to
really
handle
well.
it,
So at
or
this point,
the
not only
internet
do all the
connection or
cars
whoever's
have it, but
watching
it's
it might not
actually
be able to
literally
handle
written
that
into
much
the
bit
rules
rate.
when you can use it
So
to maximize
10,000 is a
the
lot,
There have
but
been plenty of other
YouTube can
massive
handle that, and we have a
technological
fast enough
innovations
connection
over the
here
years
so
that
that
have
we're
all
able.
been
That's why
pioneered
we're
by
able
just
to
some
like
engineer on a
watch
team
it
who
here
had a
without
good
any
idea
buffer.
that have turned out to
But
be huge, from
to
putting
kind of like
tension
cover all your
behind the
bases,
driver
you try
to
to
the
say
monocoque
between
chassis to the
4,500
dynamics
and
of
6,000.
paddle shifters.
I'll say
Adding up
4,500 is
to
a sweet spot
absolutely
for that. So
insane
if you set up your
cars
stream
of
anywhere,
today in 2020,
by default
these
it will be
cars
like
are
this, but try to put it at
maximum
5,000
grip
so
around
that
every
anybody
corner.
that
They're hitting
like
200
logs onto your
plus mile
stream,
an hour in
even if they have a
straightaways,
bad internet
and then
connection,
pulling
they'll be able to
5 to 6
experience it. It might be a
Gs
lower
under
quality,
braking
but it
and
would not
turning.
buffer. Having a lower
5
quality
to
stream is better
6
than just a
Gs
video buffering.
is about as
Because
much
at
as
lower
you
quality
can
you can still
feel
hear,
anywhere
you
on
can
Earth
still
other than
see,
an airplane.
it's
So this is why
following
F1
whatever is
often
going
called
on.
the technical.
But if it buffers, then you
And
just
I
miss
totally
it.
agree.
You just
Like,
miss
there
some
are
chunks.
technically cars that
or
are a
whatever
little
is
bit
going on.
faster
Does that
in
make
a
sense?
straight line from a standstill.
Yeah.
You might see
So
some
that's
of these
what
videos on YouTube.
video
My
bitrate
car
is. So
actually
whenever
is,
you
but the second
set
you
up
get to
something,
a turn,
especially in
it
OBS,
gets
and
really
every
obvious the
other
difference in
streaming
braking,
software or
grip,
device will have that also.
acceleration out of a corner,
First of
just
all,
the
we have here, they
control
also
of that
have
car. It's
somewhere where you can
honestly
set that up.
incredible. And it's
So
one
just
thing to
watch out
see
for
it
that,
on TV.
and then
Like,
it'll
you
help
can
you
tell they're going pretty fast, and the
have a
broadcasts are
smooth
cool.
encoding.
There's sensor data everywhere, live speed
Let me stop.
readouts,
There's
cameras
one more
on
thing I
every
want to show
car.
you.